Hi, it's Eleanor Cameron. I'm back with podcast number 4. Today I'm going to be talking about landscaping. This summer I worked for Jennifer Koth. I landscaped for her. I also took care of my family's house, kept up on the trimmings, everything. I also worked for my grandma, keeping her landscaping up. I'm going to share today some basics on landscaping that you just need to know, common knowledge. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is whenever you put the dirt around your house. Whenever you take the dirt to put around your house for your landscaping, you're going to want to build it up starting at the base of your house and slope it downwards gradually so that the water can drain. Next, you would want to find a weed fabric. So with weed fabric, you want to spend a little bit more money and buy the higher quality fabric so you don't have to be out there pulling weeds as often. You can get weed fabric at places like Home Depot, Lowe's, any landscaping shops, I guess. You can even probably order it online. The price is typically dependent on how much you buy and the quality. So after you get your weed barrier on and trim it to fit your dirt, you want to find some type of curbing or rock. So actually, you'd want to have your rock down first. So with rock, there's different things you can choose for rocking. You could also do mulch, but I prefer rock because it's longer lasting and it just gives it a nicer look. With mulch, it typically loses its color after a couple of weeks. So another thing with mulch is it's not as good for your plants because if you go with the colorful mulch, like the black mulch, the red mulch, it typically has dyes on it, so that's what makes it colorful, so it's not as good on your plants, I guess you would say. With rock, there are different options of rock. You can do big rock, little rock, black rock, river rock, anything you want. It's just on preference and what goes best with your house and the look you're trying to go for. Once you have chosen a rock, you would want to look at getting a curbing or some way, find some type of edging to keep your rock in. So my family, they actually have a curbing company. We do concrete curbs and we customize them to fit whatever you want. So we've done a lot of natural stone curb. It's a concrete curb. It runs along the side of your rocking to keep the rock in. So in this concrete curb, we have a metal wire in there. And it's a cable actually. It runs throughout the curbing. And whenever it freezes and thaws, especially around here, your concrete expands to it, so it needs to be able to flex, and that allows it to. Also, with this curbing, we cut little breaks in it so that whenever it does crack, it will crack in the breaks and it won't be as noticeable. With these curbs we can also choose colors and different patterns. A lot of them they're stamps actually. I do the stamping a lot of times. And there are different stamps you can choose from. You can choose from a natural rock looking one, wood. You can choose many different things. There's a bricking one. It's just all with preference and what fits your look you're going for, I guess. I don't really know the price, what we do for that. That's kind of my brother's thing. But if you're interested, you can always contact Evan, my older brother. And once you have your curbing down, you're set to go to put your plants in. And Whenever you're putting your plants in, you want to remember to group them in threes typically. And whenever you're choosing plants and buying plants, you want to make sure they're supposed to, I guess, be able to thrive in our area. So make sure they can handle it here. And whenever you're choosing to put it on a side of your house, make sure that side of your house has the correct sun, the amount of sun the plants want. Like, you don't want to put a plant that doesn't like sun in the sunniest part of your house. You're going to want to plant that in a shaded area. Also, when planting plants, you need to know if they can handle wind and how much water they like, because if they're in a lower area that gets a lot of water in there, they probably won't handle it well. So with that, plants, they require a lot of maintenance typically. So you're going to have to trim them and keep up on them. So usually you can call someone to do it, or you can do it yourself. You just have to go out and buy the supplies. What you would want to buy are handheld clippers. You can get those any hardware store. Next, you would want to buy like shovels, whatever you're going to need for your project. It all just depends on the project. I mean, a lot of the stuff like shovels, a leaf blower, you'll have that sitting around at your house for the most part. So once you trim all your plants up and everything and clean it out, you'd want to start a compost pile. So this just helps to recycle and make the world a better, cleaner place. You can typically build a little area where you throw leaves, dirt, food scraps. It's whatever you want. I mean, it's optional. It's just a good thing to do, I think, because it in turn makes a lot more good quality dirt for you for wherever you need. Back to plants. I learned this really cool thing working this summer. So they have spray paint for plants. So whenever we'd go to a house that had bad-looking plants that were all brown, they weren't dead, but they had a bad spot in them, we'd spray paint them green, the same color of green and everything. And it's crazy because I never thought about this. And it makes the plant look completely healthy and normal. So when you spray it on, it's supposed to help benefit the plant, make it healthier, and just cover up the bad-looking spot. I think it's a genius idea, actually. Another cool thing I learned, I guess, is that there are so many cool tools, different tools that can just be very handy and helpful with little tasks. Like Steel, the company, has this mini chainsaw that's great for cutting little tree limbs and stuff around the landscaping. It's a whole lot easier than trying to break it off with your clippers, I guess. Their leaf blowers are amazing too. They're really high quality, strong powered. And another thing I'd like to share is that everything does grow back. If it looks bad, give it a while. It will go back, and you can fix it the right way, or you can have someone help you. A lot of people don't know what they're doing half the time with landscaping. We went to one lady's house this year, and for her weed barrier, she had cardboard down. Cardboard. And it was all wet and falling apart. Some of the thought processes that come to mind when doing landscaping just don't make a lot of sense, especially with that lady's house. She had mulch over her cardboard, which looked really bad, but the customer didn't want it fixed or anything, so we just planted her plants and put rock in for her. But everyone's just got a different preference to look, and everyone has their own little knack for it, I guess. The hard part about landscaping is just choosing the right area for plants to go and where they should properly go. I think you need to have it done right and well the first time, or else you're going to run into a lot of problems and have to redo it, especially with the dirt and the rocking. You don't want to mess that up and have to redo it and pull all the rock out and add more dirt. Moving plants is pretty easy if none of it works, and really it just takes time and you learn as you go, and it's just something you'll figure out if you're good at, I guess. And it's patience, a lot of patience and hard work. My back usually hurts by the end of the day working because we push so many wheelbarrows around of just mulch, rock, dirt. She keeps us busy. But yeah, so landscaping, it's a great, beautiful thing. You just need to keep up with it, do it right the first time, and have fun with it. So thank you for listening today. I hope you learned something. Bye.